Hello guys, welcome to this Visual Basic tutorial. My name is Jibril, and as I promised in the last video, today we are going to talk about variables. What is a variable, you may ask? In a short term, a variable is a container that stores data. Our computer system have something called memory where it stores data. And as a programmer, in order for you to store something in the computer's memory, you have to reserve some space or some spaces. And this is done by utilizing a variable. Each variable has a specific type, and they are as follows. So we have variable type text, type number, boolean, and so on. So if you want to store some text, you have to use a variable type of text. Hence, as I said earlier, here we see that a variable is nothing but a container that stores data. And it's called a variable because its value can change. Let's see some examples. Okay, in VB, this is how you declare a variable. First, you write dim, D-I-M, which stands for dimension. And then you name your variable. This is the name of your variable. I named my variable first name, and you can name yours whatever you want. But I suggest that you give your variables a meaningful name. And now we are saving it as a string, meaning we are saving this variable as text. Okay, so now we have option. The option that we have right now, we can either initialize it right away or initialize it later, meaning we can assign a value to this variable right now or maybe a later time. Okay, so now let's assign a value to this variable, and I will say first name equals, to assign or to initialize your variable, you just say equals, and then if it's a string, you type a double quotation mark, and then whatever you want to assign, you put between those two double quotation marks. For example, my first name is Jibril, right? So now, before we go any further, let's print the variable and see what the variable is holding. So now I'll say, so now I will say, I'll do a console on it, console.writeLine, and so when you do a console.writeLine, you just pass your variable, this name, whatever you named your variable, to the console, and then it will print it on the screen. All right, let me pass first name in there. So first name, as you can see, once you declare a variable, you can see it, and it will IntelliSense will actually suggest that to you. So I passed it, and let me do console.readLine. Okay, so basically what I did here is actually console.readLine prints on the screen, and console.writeLine takes an input from the user. Okay, so I put this line here to just like hold the screen so that like the program will not exit. All right, let's try it. It's supposed to print Jibril. There we go. As you can see, it's actually working. It's printing Jibril right there. Okay, so now let's go back and create a number variable. All right, to create a number variable, it's almost like the same, but just the type is different. So you write dim, dim, and then name your variable whatever you want. Okay, I'll name it test number, and then I will declare it as integer. For those of you who don't know what integer means, an integer is a whole number. Okay, integer means a whole number. And now let's initialize it right away. Okay, there, boom, we have it. And let's try parsing that to the screen. Okay, to actually save some time, I'll just copy this and then print it right next to it. So you just pass your variable here, and what did we named it? Test number. And now it's supposed to print Jibril and then 10. Let's try it. As you can see, it's working fine. Jibril and then 10. Remember how I told you it's called variable because its value can change. And now, since like we initialized the variables here, we can also actually change that value along the way. For example, and now I will say first name equals Ahmed. Okay, and then we will change the value of test number along the way, right? And then down here we will say test number equals 20. And now let's copy that to just save some time and then print it here. So now what is it going to print? First, the program will execute these lines here, then come down and print the first name, which is Jibril, and then print the number, okay, test number, which is 10, and then it comes here. Once the program gets here, now these two values get changed, okay, and now they will become Ahmed and 20. Let's do a test and see it. All right, see, first it actually prints Jibril and 10. Now when it gets to where we actually reassigned the variable, now it's printing, okay, whatever value that we assign to the variable. So here is Ahmed and 20. Okay, all right, I'm trying to make this video as short as I can, and let me show you something. Okay, we will create another variable here. Okay, all right, I'll create another variable as an integer. No, actually I will create it as double, and then we add those two numbers. All right, so dim, and I think I told you what dim stands for. It stands for dimension. Okay, and then you name your variable whatever you want. Here I will name it SUMT. Okay, and then I will assign it as, actually let me do a double on this one, and we'll say equals 40. Now here we can actually add these two numbers, the test number and SUMT. Okay, SUMT, and then we say test number plus SUMT. It's test number plus SUMT. And now what I will do, once it gets to this line, it will print Ahmed, and then here what it will do is add the test number and then SUMT. Once the program gets here and executes this code here, from here to here, so here from here to here, what it will do, it will print Jibril and then 10. So once it gets to this line, it reassigned first name, and the value now will become Ahmed. and then test number will become 20. Okay, see how the value is changing, and you can change the value anytime that you want. And now what it will do, it will print first name, which is Ahmed. It will add those two numbers and then print 60, because here test number is 20 and then Sam T is 40 up here. So let's try it. So it will print Jibril 10, Ahmed 60. Okay, here we go. Jibril 10, Ahmed 60. Alright guys, that will bring us to the end of this tutorial. My name is Jibril, signing out. See you in the next tutorial.